button. We're live.
Hey,
We're live.
what's going on, guys?
Hi.
I hit the button.
Are we live? Oh, yeah, we are live.
We are live.
Yeah.
Welcome to this Friday's episode of
Questions in the warehouse.
our live stream, episode 90.
Is it really?
I
No,
feel
it's
like
not. Is it really?
maybe when we get to episode 100, we
Oh,
should
that's-
stop. What do you think? These are nice to be able to answer your guys' questions, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like after 100 episodes, we've answered quite a lot of questions at that
Yeah,
point.
but there's still a lot of new ones.
It is
And
interesting, yeah.
There's questions that are more relative to kind of what's going on now.
Current events.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Which is good. And
Yeah.
we go off on tangents sometimes too. All
It's
right,
a mix.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's good. We can talk about like what's new coming in,
Mm-hmm.
what's on the way,
Yeah.
what's recently arrived, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I didn't. Our giveaway kit for today is
Oh.
right here. Wait.
Yes.
Recently got the second batch in, so now we actually have one to be able to give away
Yes.
to you guys. A giveaway for today, the 2.0 RG. What'd you think of it?
I haven't built it.
I mean, what do you think of just how it looks anyway?
Yeah, no, it looks really good.
Mm.
It looks really good.
It's nice. I mean, what would you expect? It's a 2.0
Yeah.
RG. Just the RGs generally over the past few years have been
Mhm.
particularly super good.
Yeah.
And with this one being Bandai's second attempt at the RX-72, of course.
Yes. And the Akatsuki Road Raid shipped out to us, so we
Ah.
should have that soon.
Hopefully. I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of people with mixed opinions about that too.
Yeah.
Just based on kind of initial reviews. But I would tell you guys, and from my experience too, I wouldn't put, all your stock into like the first couple of reviews you
Yeah.
see about kits. Because I remember when the RG Sazabi came out, people were freaking out because there's like a shoulder joint in like one of the first reviews that came
Yeah.
out. They were talking about how they broke like the shoulder joint connection, and everybody was like, it's got a bad shoulder joint connection.
Yeah.
And then it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
So, yeah, I would hold off judgment until
you get the kit.
get the kit, or at least maybe see a number of reviews to get some
Yeah.
different opinions.
Everyone's different. Everyone builds differently.
Sure.
Some people have stronger hands than others.
They looked like strong hands. The never-ending story.
Never ending.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in
I haven't seen it in ages either.
eons.
Yeah. But let's see. So yeah, aside from that, we've got this guy here.
Yeah, this guy arrived. Was he? He wasn't here yet when we did
last
our
time
one.
we did the
Yeah.
live stream, I think not, but I did my live build and I got the
Yes.
review coming for you guys later today
Very
on
cool
the channel.
kit.
So check that out. Yeah, this line is top tier, I would say, in terms of Bandai's quality. So yeah, definitely check that out. What do you think the next one's gonna be? I'm sure it'll be one of our questions.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
I don't know. It'd
Yeah.
be neat if they did like a Sinanju or something like that, like an antagonist
Yeah.
next, but
Yeah,
it could be the Ariel for all we know.
that's true. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting. I think just because of the nature of these kits, with it being, just MGs, and not only like MGs, but like really, really good quality. If you don't even like think about it as
Right.
an SD at all, just as an MG, and the quality is really, really good.
Yes.
And then the fact that it's in the SD proportions, there's a lot of interesting things that could do with like the aerial, with anything. Could be the new G-Quacks. I kind of doubt it. The aerial is a good bet. The Barbatos we already had. It's one of the few in the line. But the unicorn's a good bet as well. I'm sure it's just a matter of time until we get a transforming MGSD unicorn. That'll be nice though. MGSD Sazabi. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of different things that they could do. Whatever it is, it's going to be successful, I'm sure. What would you say about like an MGSD Leo?
That'd be cool, but it'll never happen.
Super cool. Yeah. What else has been in lately?
Bunch of restocks came in.
That's true.
Some third like Chinese kits came in.
Some more 30 minutes fantasy stuff
that
came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mosho, the first Mosho metal build, we got a restock of that.
Oh,
Finally.
of the
red
Shingen, the
yeah,
red one. Yep.
Yep.
Mm.
So those are going really quick. So if someone wants one of those, grab it.
They've also got a kit version of that that's coming out
Mhm.
too, is right?
Yeah.
Then didn't we get some ATK girl stuff in?
We got
Is that a new item or is that
no,
a
it
restock
was a
too?
restock. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Gaia notes might
as I was
be here
gonna ask,
today.
yeah.
That might be here today,
Mm.
if not next week.
I think in the last episode you talked about how that was going to be coming in, but
yeah,
I think I heard earlier this week that it hadn't arrived quite yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully today,
which would be nice.
It would be nice to have that. And you guys can check out some Gyno stuff over the weekend. So just be on the lookout for that, because even though we're getting a fair amount in, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, those paints typically don't last for very long.
Right.
They sell out pretty
Fast.
quick.
Yeah.
So I mean, especially if there's a particular color you guys are looking for,
right?
Something like emerald green.
Yeah.
Particular one of my favorites. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So check those out. Anything else that's coming in? Let's see, we got the Akatsuki.
So we have a big Kotobukiya shipment coming in, but I don't remember what's on it. That'll probably be here next week. The Akatsuki, so it's a Bandai. So I think Akatsuki is the only new thing. I think the rest of it's like restock stuff, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Might be, let's see, the HGC Psycho Gundam's not released yet. The Psycho Gundam Mark II.
Right.
Speaking of Kotobukiya, though, they had that announcement of that Transformers
Prime
girl on a model
frame.
kit. If you guys haven't seen
really
about that,
cool.
That looks nice, yeah.
And I hope it does. I mean, it's doing very well. I hope it does good everywhere, because then they'll make other ones.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get.
What do you think? Bumblebee would be a good get.
Bumblebee, and then Megatron, because they did a figure of Optimus.
Yeah, a Bishoujo figure.
Yeah, and then Megatron and Bumblebee, right?
Was there a Bumblebee one? I don't remember if there was.
There's a Bumblebee one.
I know there was the Optimus and Megatron ones.
Yeah. I'm
really cool.
About 99% sure there's a Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm. A Starscream one would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be.
I'd like that. That'd be cool.
So
my kids actually, because my son for Christmas got that Lego Optimus Prime, the big one. Yeah. So they were interested to watch the cartoon. So now they've been lately watching the old 80s,
the good ones,
the cartoon show, and they like it a lot, which is interesting because I've never even actually seen that. I didn't grow up with it. I was kind of like,
oh really?
I was like kind of just late till I kind of see it when it was like in the prime, and then like I watched Beast Wars when Beast Wars was out.
Yeah. So I remember watching. Sorry, I interrupted you. I watched the Transformers because that was still on, and what else was on? That was G.I. Joe.
Yeah, see, that was also before, like just before my time.
G.I. Joe.
Probably Samurai Jack.
No, that was I did watch Samurai Jack, but that was way later. Yeah. You know what I didn't finish was the last season of Samurai Jack. Yeah, they made it like 10 years after they.
Oh, that was like kind of just more recently, like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that, right?
Yeah. So I need to do that. Samurai Jack was great.
I never watched it that much. Man. Yeah. I agree, Jar. Yeah, that Beast Wars. I loved it a lot too.
Yeah, Beast Wars was good.
I've rewatched it like later in life a number of times. It's been like 5 years or so maybe now, but every like few years or so, or 5 years about maybe I would rewatch it. It's good. The last season was nuts. Give it a watch.
I will.
Where can you watch it? Is it on?
Sure, you can watch it
like
anywhere.
Crunchyroll or something. Maybe.
I'm sure you just Google it and you can watch it. But what I want to do is just watch it all over again, and then the last season after that, because it was so long ago that I watched any of it that I really don't remember.
Yeah.
Most stuff that happened, so I'll probably do that. Binge it out.
Okay. Anyway, so with any other
build
news?
day?
Oh yes,
build day
tomorrow.
Build day's tomorrow, 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Free food, free drinks. Come bring your friends.
What's the food gonna be?
Probably pizza again.
I was thinking
easiest.
Yeah, I was thinking like Chick-fil-A, but pizza's probably good too.
You know what we could do? We maybe do that one day.
Yeah. You have to order it more in advance though.
Yeah, right? Or like pub subs or something like that. So yeah.
I love the Beast Wars. Had some action figures. Yeah. I still have like at my parents' house. I still had all my old Beast Wars toys. So like in the past couple of times that we've been up to visit my parents, my kids, we've brought back some of my Beast Wars Transformers.
Nice as your parents saved all your old stuff. My parents got rid of all my old stuff.
Got everything.
Man,
Yeah,
it's nice.
they weren't like that kind that like, that save like your candy wrappers from that time you went to Disneyland that one year or something like that. Like not that extreme, but like saved all my toys and stuff like that. That was like of some value.
All
right?
that stuff got sold at garage sales.
So no, we still got all that, which is great. Yeah, great now for my kids.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. Okay, so we'll get into some questions here. Chris.
Oh, this guy again.
Chris always right at the top. How does he manage that?
I don't know. He's got to have a bot or something.
Because they're not necessarily in order of time.
No, they're not. But I think it's like, well, because he's not a top fan. Chris, why aren't you a top fan? What's going on here?
Joey Al said Beast Wars was a child. Yeah, that's great. It'd be cool to see some sort of like new, because they've had like a number of different new Beast Wars stuff, and I guess they've like incorporated some Beast Wars kind of stuff into some of the newer Transformers stuff. But it'd be cool to see like a new Beast Wars something.
Actually,
I don't know, maybe
just specifically that.
Yeah. But Chris asks, what risk would you like to see the Gundam series do in the future? Suit design, story. I think this question is probably very heavily based off of the current GQuax series coming out and how different those designs are, right?
Yeah. I would like more battle mech type stuff in a Gundam series.
More like kind of realistic, sort of utilitarian kind of designs.
Right. But then it wouldn't really be Gundam. I mean, you could have a Gundam associated with it, I guess. Somehow. Like maybe they are developing a...
So you're talking like the, what's that? Battle mech, kind of like Chicken Walker kind of designs.
Yeah,
thing, right?
I think,
AT-AT. Or
right.
ATST.
ATST,
yeah.
Yeah.
Those sort of like style designs.
Yeah, because I think that would be cool. And then somehow tie that into maybe like one side of the war is developing a... I mean, they kind of did it with Origins, but not really.
There was a lot more. You saw like stuff like the gun tank and stuff like that.
There's a lot more. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a series where it was just grunts or something like that.
And like, there's a little bit of that.
Like 8th MS Team was the closest.
Well, and thanks a lot. Knocked over my plastic boxes there. In Requiem for Vengeance, it was kind of like that was like kind of the backdrop. A lot of the mecha action was like Gundams and Zaku's, but there was a lot of tanks and stuff you saw in there quite a lot as well. Like they were just driving around in trucks and stuff a lot of the time. So there's a bit of that. I need to watch it. Should watch it. It's good. Yeah, interesting. And not Gundam, but was it Kyokai Senki? It's sort of a bit sort of like more, that too.
Yeah, that's
so that was can be seen as like kind of like a Bandai experimenting with that kind of mecha in a series, kind of see how popular it was. And I think the mobile suit design, like not mobile suits, but anyway, whatever they're called, Miles suits, the mecha designs and the kits were probably more popular than the actual like story of the series. So imagine like those type of mecha in a Gundam story, I think would be more popular. Yeah, probably.
What about you?
Me, what risk would I like to see them take?
It's a hard question there, Chris. It really is.
Yeah, like the first thing that comes to mind is more stuff, kind of like the flavor of like Eureka 7 kind of designs, which I feel like they kind of did that sort of with like maybe in a way kind of with some of the alternate universe stories like Reconquista and G and Age, or kind of like that, just in terms of like the animation style, the mecha design style, but something like that, kind of very quite opposite of you, like not the super realistic, but the more kind of sleek and funky kind of looking designs.
I come here to ask cookie cutter questions.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, Chris. Right? Yeah. We said the same thing last time too. We complained his question was too hard.
No, it's good. It's good because it makes us think, and it gives.
But remember, we do this in the morning when we're
still
ready to think
brain,
on a Friday too.
Yeah,
we're tired.
What? More to input. What would you like them to take a risk model wise?
Like bust kits. I like the MGSD line is something that I thought they should have done years and years ago. So I'm glad that they're doing that. Like that to me like is sort of like them taking a bit of a risk. It's not like a huge one, but like more stuff like bust model kits. Playing with scale more, like the UC hard graph line kind of did that. It had stuff in 1/35 scale, so it's more like 1/35 scale or 1/48 scale stuff. They have like the mega size kits.
Yep.
But anything that's like that scale and that big is going to be like too expensive. So like the hard graph kits are nice because they're just like a part of a kit.
Right.
And they could do, I think we talked about this before, they could do like different hard graph kits that you can buy separately and then kind of assemble into a full Gundam. So like they have the arm part of the Gundam. If they also made like a head and they make a torso, it's like people can buy just the separate parts if they want to use it for like a diorama or something. Or if you buy like the whole set, you can actually make like a full on Gundam. Would be kind of cool. So I don't know.
Yeah, you took my bust one. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the bust. Yeah, that's like the main thing that I feel like. Like, why don't they make more of?
Right. They did that unicorn one, right? There was like a P Bandai limited thing that motorized.
Just recently, that was more of just like a figure.
Was it a figure? Okay, it wasn't even
I think it was even like technically classified as like a candy toy even, which was crazy because it's like this big multi-$100 thing. But kind of like the Shokugan figures are kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Like they're really expensive, but they're like technically candy toys.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. You know, some people say like when in terms of big kits that they're less popular in Japan because of the space issue. I mean, if you see like people in Japan like that show like their collections, I mean, they have collections like this. So I don't think the space is like a huge deal for people in Japan. Yeah. So I think it's just that Bandai doesn't want to. It's just, you know, we don't see big kits come out very often for a reason.
Right.
They just would rather print HGs and things like that, smaller kits. But all right. What are they saying in there? They should do a PG Sasbi. I mean, that would be awesome. Yeah, for sure. Could Zach pick something from his shelves and tell us something about it? Share what he likes about it. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe while you take the next question. Let's see, what's the next one? Besides off-white and orange, what's another color scheme that you think goes with any design? That's the one, like the Rizal design.
Yeah,
it's like that tan and orange.
I mean, blue
scheme.
and white usually goes pretty much on most Gundam kits. So let's try to think of something that's not. Well, you got the red. Is it red and off-white that the Zeta Plus has?
Oh yeah,
it's like a red and white and
A1.
yellow. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a pretty good color scheme that I think would go with pretty much any mobile suit. Did you find something? Oh snap!
So I wanted to grab something interesting, but not something that like this interesting that we don't actually have, and people will be like, "Oh, I want to get that," and we don't actually carry it. But this is something that we do actually have. We got this.
We have it now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when I asked you about this.
No.
Yeah, like this is like almost a year ago or something, like when it was first announced. I was like, "Are we going to be getting these?" You know, and you said, "I think no" at the time, so I wasn't expecting that we were actually getting these. But this is original mecha model kit design here. It sort of looks like there's sort of like some flavor of Zaku elements kind of to it. Just the fact that it's like a
Gyaradoga.
Yeah. Kind of almost looks like something out of Armored Core though too.
Yeah.
But it actually comes in two different colors. This is actually the tan colored one. So it comes in like dark green and also tan. So this is like a desert kind of color scheme one. So this is really interesting. So yeah, we finally got these in. I need to build it up to check it out. But it looks really nice. Yeah. It's really kind of cool design. And I think that's something we talked about in either the last episode or really recently too. One thing I would like to see is these third-party or original mecha model companies to make more stuff in smaller scale.
Yeah,
like this. So that's why.
Which SNAA is doing 144 scale stuff.
I don't know what the company is that makes this one. I'm not sure. That little guy thing. They make this one and another one too. There's two different kits of this size.
I thought they're making something that we have up for pre-order right now too.
Chief Continent.
Unless they just put it up when we saw we getting it in. Maybe.
Super Dynamic Cavalry Zarov yellow version. Yeah. The other one's like much like very different. This one like a very like grunt utilitarian kind of design, like what you're talking about, kind of a bit. The other one's much more of sort of like a knight kind of theme, kind of look into it. Yeah. So anyway, all right. What's the best and worst Gumpla that you have built, and why?
Well,
I don't know.
Sinanju Stein is the best by far.
Hey, it's a great kit.
It is
Yeah, for
actually
sure.
the worst kit that I built.
And why?
I did not like the Real Grade Zeta, and
Careful.
only because I really don't build 1/44th scale stuff. So it wasn't like it was a bad kit. It was just I don't like building 1/44 scale stuff.
Yeah. All right. I like the Zeta just because it's like one of my favorite versions of the design.
Yeah.
I like the design of it more than the others. The HD Revive is also another version of the Zeta that I like quite a bit, actually more than the different versions of that available in MG. Actually, gotcha. But for me, the best and worst Gunpla that I built and why I really didn't like the Scramble Gundam HG kit when I built it, but I've felt like now later in life, if it ever gets reprinted, which I don't know if it is ever going to be reprinted. But if it ever is, I may try to build it again and see if my mind's changed over the years. It's like my initial impression. I just didn't like it at all.
Gotcha.
But do you remember that kit?
Nope.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It was that. It was like from the Build Divers like spin-off movie. It was like orange. It's white and orange with clear blue parts on it.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yep.
It was just kind of disappointing. You know, like
was it kind of like a wing? Like they tried to make it like the wing kit or something.
It was
like
sort of. It was a bit like based off of the Zeta. Actually,
was it the
kind
Zeta?
of? Yeah. Sort of.
Whenever you take like, I always think of the A through Z Gundam for Zeta. Like,
well,
yeah.
Actually, that's what I was gonna say. Like both of those kits came out like around a similar time, and I had like exactly the opposite reaction. Like the A to Z Gundam, great kit. I really liked that one a lot, and the Scramble Gundam I didn't at all. So those like kind of two examples right there. What MG would you realistically like to see this year, excluding P Bandai shenanigans? Realistically, so I guess like what do we think, like aside from just like what we would like,
realistic,
what is like seems like would be possible that Bandai would probably make this year? The aerial is a possibility. It's been a couple of years since the 1/100 scale, so I mean that might be possible.
I mean, I do realistically see them doing some Stardust Memories. I don't know if it would be this year or not.
Yeah, it's just kind of a matter of time.
Yeah,
for that. Yeah,
I don't know if they're waiting for an anniversary or something, or
we get some stuff like the MG narrative this past year, which is kind of out of nowhere. I wouldn't have expected that at all.
Yeah, I mean, we could get a master grade of like the Mighty Strike Freedom. That's a possibility.
I'd seen some people kind of also thinking that we might get something from Seed Freedom. I kind of don't expect that, but we might. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think we'll get maybe another IBO. That's a possibility.
After the Vidar.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe not. I mean, look how long it took them between the Barbados and that. So
I don't know.
Maybe that's actually not a possibility.
If the Vidar does really well, I wouldn't expect we'll get 2 in 1 year, but we might get another one maybe next year. Possibly, yeah. We'll see. I want the custom gym from Stardust. I mean, that would be cool. Is there? I mean, well, we have a gym custom.
There's a master. There is.
It's an older one though.
They have not reprinted it in forever.
Really?
Yeah, because I think the last time it got reprinted is like the first year we were in business.
Okay.
So that's like 10 plus years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, I guess the most recent thing from Stardust Memory is like the gym colony type MG. Is that from Stardust Memory? That might be the
colony type.
I don't remember what
red
series
and white one, right?
That's originally from.
That's the command colony space type, right?
It's the space type version of that. But yeah, the colony type was like the brownish, like tan colored one.
Isn't there already a master grade of that?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to think.
Reprinted though.
What's the most recent Stardust Memory MG kit that we've got, which I think is that one, unless I'm mistaken.
Wasn't that supposed to be like a P Bandai, and it ended up being the 100th kit, the
200th MG.
The 200th MG, yeah, because it was a Deep Strike. It was supposed to be, and then they had production.
So yeah, other than that, I mean, realistically, I mean, yeah, it's just really, who knows? It could be a MG Zaku 1 2.0.
That'd be cool.
There's a lot of things that it could be, and
It
that
would
would make
be
just as much sense as anything else.
really nice to get a Origins
Zaku, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Master Grade, that would be really nice.
It's like way late, but better late than never. I'd rather have it for sure.
Tons of the 144th variants.
Yeah. So I mean, there's obviously people like the design. If they can
reprinted all those Origin ones, it's been a while since they reprinted the Origin, like all the Origin stuff. Like they have like one or two here or there.
Yeah, that's true. I think we recently got like one or two of the Black TriStars.
It's not from Origins.
Ones, no.
Like the Big Axe guy and stuff. Yeah. I think they might be up for pre-order. Maybe we did actually. I think you're right.
I think that we did.
I think we did too. I know we got the gun tank, and I know we got the Dom.
Like the prototype Dom one, black one. Yeah. Great. Because I know like the WAF is one that hasn't been. That's one I've heard from people that they want. It hasn't been reprinted in forever. And yeah, like some of the Zaku ones. It'd be great to see some more of. Speaking of Zaku 1, the Thunderbolt Zaku 1.
Yeah.
To some of those Thunderbolt kits to see those reprinted would be nice. Jam asked, "Are you looking for a business partner?"
No.
What if somebody was like, "I want to be an investor"? I don't know. I guess what it would be, but if they wanted to open a USA Gundam Store brand location in like the West in like California or something like that. They just wanted to open like a franchise store, basically, essentially, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Off the table.
It would have to be a very enticing offer.
Yeah.
We've gotten offers, but
oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Not for California though.
I don't know where they were from.
All right, fair enough. Maybe in Mexico. Would be cool. I don't know. Oh, there was another question here. I don't know if we'll get to it, but it was kind of an interesting one. Not about that, but just in case we don't get to it, I can remember what the question is. I can paraphrase about how are you expecting any like possible tariffs to impact the cost on like Chinese kits?
It's impossible to know what is going to be put on tariffs.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know or has never imported something, there are thousands and thousands of tariff codes. What gets a tariff on is the tariff code itself. So toys has a specific tariff code, but they also have 100 subcodes. So it could be just certain subcode. I think that we are classified in most of our stuff that we get into toys. Another thing you can do is like say stuff from China. Let's say something that we sell gets a tariff. You can also look at different tariff codes that could fit your product that don't have tariffs on it. So a lot of times it's more politically motivated, because think about it. If you put a tariff on all the toys that come in from China, you literally just increase the price of every toy that every kid gets.
Yeah.
So that's not going to look good for you.
Right, naturally.
Right. So
considering it is, if it is just like a blanket 25% tariff on everything coming from China,
I would be extremely surprised if that's actually how that goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
If it were, I mean, then it would increase the cost.
It would increase the cost of some stuff, but probably not everything.
Stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, there's always ways around stuff.
Okay. Anyway, what's the best gloss black to use on a model kit?
I love the Alclad gloss black.
I've never used it, but
Alclad gloss black is made for you to put a metal color over it. So it is a really good gloss black.
Fair. I was gonna say Gaia. Actually, I think
Gaia has a good one too. Yeah.
And Estrella said +1 for Alclad.
Yeah.
There you go. Is the way Dispay orders are handled getting better? I've heard they ask for a big deposit and never meet the promised delivery date or supply amount.
So Dispay, first of all, is they're a great company. They make great products. So It's the same as any item you would order from China. You order it, and it could take a month or two to get it. I've never been asked for a deposit, but then again, our orders are pretty big. Our orders can be a lot different than a like local hobby store order. We're gonna order way more than they might want to. So they might ask for deposits from smaller stores. I don't know. But as far as like delivery time, it usually takes us about a month or two from the time that we order it. Knowing that is you just make sure you order so you have a few orders in kind of staggered so you keep kind of getting stuff in is kind of the goal. But it's just knowing that going in. It's the same as any Chinese company. Like when we get the original mecha kits and stuff from China or any other Chinese stuff, different companies work differently over there. There's some companies that release items in stages or waves. So you'll order like 100 and you might get 20 this time, 25 the next time, another 25, and then the rest of it all in bulk. The last 45 that you need. That happens. It's just, but I've never had problems with display.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say the question was kind of surprising for me because as far as I've heard, I've never heard of us having any problems with display stuff either. I mean, like, I think we've gotten stuff sometimes where like it didn't have barcodes printed on the individual items or something like that. We had to put barcodes on them.
That's not a big deal.
But yeah, nothing like with like the actual supply chain of everything, the logistics. Is USA Gundam have their own marker lineup? No, we don't.
Nope.
Because the Mr. Hobby ones.
Mr. Hobby ones are good. The display ones are great. The AK ones are good. So there's plenty of Gundam markers that we carry that are all top, like really good, paint markers.
Thoughts on having to super glue movable rotating parts because the models can't hold up the heavy gun or weapon. The downside being that they're forever in a single pose. I don't mind it at all. If it's like on a finished painted build, I will sometimes do that.
So you can also get, I mean, there's stuff like joint tape.
Yeah, there's other options.
Go on. I'm sorry.
No, as you're right. There's plenty of other options that you can do. You don't have to super glue it and stick it into a single pose just to tighten a joint.
Right. Yeah. Like like joint tape is great. It's from Gun Primer. You can pose it and it stiffens the joint up really, really well. You can use other things like was it Plasti-Tack you can put in joints and that'll help a lot.
I've heard people just use tissue paper too.
I mean you basically you're just shoving something in there with that joint to stiffen it up. And you don't have to use super glue.
Yeah. No, but that's one of the reasons that I like building stuff like the machine clear kits, because I like super gluing stuff in place. Stuff like this, like most everything on here is just glued. So I actually kind of like it in some cases. I mean, like less so for Gumpla just because of the way that you kind of go through the building process. But
and if you never want to move the kit around again, then why not?
Right.
In
that case, especially for Gumpla, rather than using super glue for that, better to use the thin cement anyway. For that. Hello guys, I'm going to start building the first Gundam Zaku 1 real type. Any tips for working on that classic kit? So he's talking like the 80s. The real type one. Speaking of glue,
is it the 80s one?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. He said classic.
Oh, classic, so it's got
a real type.
Didn't make a P Bandai.
It was like it's like 20th century real type color version, something like that. It's like a Gundam based exclusive.
I've never built it.
Just have a lot of glue handy. Glue, sandpaper, and paint, because it's just gonna come out just all one color. As far as I can remember. Like the mold, it might be in 2 colors, but that's pretty much it. I mean, like you're gonna have to glue everything. Those kits aren't snapped together, and don't expect it to be able to do much. But they're also fun to work on. I enjoy it from time to time. Jeremy asks, "Who's in charge of our Twitter account?" Yes,
We are working to get
Yeah.
that back under control. Unfortunately, it's not very easy to get a hold of somebody there, as I've learned.
So right now, if any of you guys have seen, no one here
has access to our.
Typically, it's only Adam.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, like, so some people have. Was it like D can get in there usually if need be. You have the push like the.
Oh, like through
the third-party app that pushes posts and stuff.
But not the new one, actually. We need to do that.
You don't have the new one yet?
Yeah. But anyway, like direct access. I mean, most of the posting that you're seeing on there, I mean, like usually, all the posting is just coming from Adam. But yeah, as of yesterday, we don't have access to the account at all. So yeah, a few people have noticed that. A few people have sent in messages letting us know. So we know.
Yeah,
and
just
we're trying to
flag the posts if you want or report them. But yeah, I've tried like a bunch of times trying to get a hold of somebody there, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and it's not going very well. Like no one's getting back to us.
My only concern about, because I thought about that too, flagging the post, but I'm concerned that if too many people flag the posts, if they just shut down the account entirely.
I'd rather that happen.
I guess so.
And then we just make a new one, honestly.
Yeah. So we'll see if we can get it back. Hopefully we can get it back. If not, may have to make another account.
Probably just a amount of time. But regardless, just a Twitter account. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. So, but it sucks in the meantime not being able to have control of that, right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
For a moment, I was thinking, wow, Perfect Grade Unleashed giveaway, but it's just the 2.0. Yes, indeed. We did give away a Perfect Grade Unleashed at Thanksgiving time after that.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the latest Gundam TV show? Well, we've not seen it yet, and without getting into any like spoilers for anybody who doesn't want anything spoiled, the movie is out, which is an editing of
the first 5 episodes.
I don't know how many, but the first few episodes.
I have not seen.
I've not seen it, but I showed you there's like a clip of it. Like people have been sharing clips and everything. Like pirated clips of like the cell phone in the movie theater kind of style thing, and certainly interesting. Yeah. What's that? Do you guys ever donate to any communities? I have a friend that lives in assisted living, and they aren't allowed a lot of money monthly, but he loves building model kits. Just trying to help and ask.
So we donate a lot to different things. You can send us an email to support@usagundamstore.com, and we can take a look at it and see if it's something that we would, fits the criteria that we need to fit.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this too. Christopher mentioned that there's going to be a North American release of the movie. You'll be able to see in the theater here.
I looked. I didn't see like 28th. A Fathom event, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but the distribution. But yeah, I do remember seeing a post about that too. February 28th is my birthday. I might go see it on my birthday.
The 20th?
28th.
28th. How old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 37.
Oh, you're just a young kid.
Yeah, but still, it's crazy.
I'll be 40 this year.
I'm old.
I'm old.
Supposedly IMAX possibilities? I don't know. That'd be crazy.
That would be awesome. We'd have to go to Orlando.
3,700. Yeah, might. I don't know. But that would be cool anyway to see it in the theater. Anyway, just like generally what I know about it, what I've seen about it, without getting into spoilers, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because it is kind of a heavy spoiler, I suppose. But an interesting concept. We'll see. I'm still not super a fan of the Gundam designs, but the concept of the series is interesting. Quite say that's definitely something new. To Chris's question earlier about Bandai taking risks, it's definitely kind of a bit different from what we're used to. What would you say?
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Yeah. What are some good websites for checking out custom Gumpla builds, paint jobs, looking for something extensive to provide lots of ideas, inspiration, my own builds? Twitter, really.
Yeah, Twitter's the best. Is that site? What is it called? A Japanese site that
Modelers G.
Yeah. Is that still going? Yeah, I got the hiccups.
I believe so.
I haven't gone on there in forever. There was a website called Modelers G that was great. Like people would post up their custom stuff, and then people would vote on them and things like that. Really cool site. Really
I believe it's still going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people use it.
Yeah.
These days.
I haven't been on there in forever. Gundam Guy. Was it Gundam Guy?
Yeah. Used to post tons, but they was this now 8 years they've been gone. So I think the website's still up, but there hasn't been a new post in 8 years. So I'm not sure about that website, that Gundam Kits
blog spot.
Well, there's another one too, the Gundam Kits and Collectibles, something like that.
Gundam Kits. I know there's Gundam Kits, but they don't ever post really people's builds or news and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure about. I only ever go to the site to check the news stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what else they have on there, but I thought that they do sometimes also post custom builds.
It's not very often. It's one a week or something like that.
But basically, X is the best thing. I talked about this before, but people complain about how they don't like X anymore, how it's such a mess these days. But I actually use it more than any other social media, just because my feed is just all modeling stuff. So I really enjoy it.
Chris said Modelers G got an update, made it less user-friendly. They now have a US or a dedicated English site now, so it's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So that'd be a good one. But yeah, I would just say, just try to, if you're disaffected using X, just try to tailor your algorithm to just only modeling stuff, and it'll start to filter everything out, and you'll only get modeling stuff. So you can definitely make it a good source for inspiration. I use it a lot. When it comes to adding LEDs to kits like the Sky Defender, for example, how difficult could it be?
I mean, they have a set that takes you. It's a pretty good set. The first one, what is it called? Who makes them?
Cosmos?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first ones were kind of janky, but now they've gotten way better at their instructions and how to put stuff in there. I know I've done I think it was the Barbados was one of their first ones, and then they did an update to that. But the last one that I was looking at or playing with, what was it? The unicorn one, because I was comparing. Yeah, it was a unicorn one because I was comparing it to it was it was the Perfect Grade Exia one that they did. I was comparing it to the other X, the Bandai Exia one, and it was, pretty much the same, roughly the same thing. But they've gotten way better, and their instructions have gotten way better on how to do them. But I've never actually put them in a kit other than that Barbados one.
Yeah, for me, the challenge is more the actual electronics side of it. So depending on the kit, the actual modifications that are required on, say, you just wanted to take any random kit, if you wanted to take the MGST wing and put LEDs into it, the actual modification is just a matter of, drilling holes where you need the wires to go and all that. That's not too challenging,
but knowing what resistors and stuff like that kind of gets real complicated if you don't have a set that already has that done for you.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. How's the LED kit for the Unleashed? I have it on pre-order.
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know yet either.
I'm sure it's one of their newer ones, so I'm sure it's pretty good, because they have that and the MG EX Strike Freedom. I think we get those? We might have got those in last week. We got we got a Cosmo set in. I don't remember which one.
I do remember that was on the way, so that might be it. Yeah.
Look at Chris throwing math at us. I don't understand all what you just said there. Current and amps and ohms.
It's too much for me.
Come on now.
Miguel asked, are the build days usually towards the end of the month? I want to plan for February, so I don't make plans ahead of time.
When it comes to what? Where was
build days?
So it's usually the third Saturday of the month. Usually.
There's not a set schedule for it, though. It's just kind of if we have one now towards the end of the month, we don't want to have one the very next weekend, which would be February. So just to have them sort of evenly spaced that just kind of happens to be how they're falling at the moment.
We didn't do it this because my wife had surgery, so I was not available
last
Yeah.
weekend.
So, but usually we'll try to make it the third Sunday or third Saturday of each month is.
Yeah, so
But
roughly
we
usually
usually post it. Yeah, we post when
So
it's
what would
gonna
that be in February?
February's a short month too. Jeez. Where's my calendar?
So maybe like the 22nd then?
So yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably when it would be.
Yeah. Got it, Miguel? Okay. Thank you. Aside from dry brushing, what other techniques do you like to use when painting miniatures or smaller figures? Well, I don't really paint miniatures or smaller figures,
I don't
but
really either.
Just for like weathering type of stuff, I
Yeah.
guess. What would you say?
The pastels do a pretty good job. Pastels are nice. So AK there's a newer like line that they have for their markers. They have weathering markers, which do a pretty good job too.
Oh yeah, they're kind of similar to like Bandai's Real Touch markers, I guess, sort of.
Yeah. Just a way wider range, which is nice.
Do you think Bandai could reprint the Mark V MG as a regular release soon? Well, they definitely won't make it as a regular release. That's for sure. 100% on that. Whether it's reprinted as a P Bandai release, I'm sure it will be.
Just when
soon is the question mark. Yeah. So yeah, they definitely will reprint that at some point, I would say. Hopefully sooner than later. But I lucked out and got another one there. So see.
No.
On the shelf, built there.
I'm looking for the box. I'm like, well, I don't see the box
built there.
Did something fall on you the other day? I saw you posted like a box fall.
Oh no, that was just over there. It's just doing my normal thing. Yeah. Just while I was editing. Sometime like while I'm editing the video, I'll like pause it on like a funny still of myself and I'll just clip it. But all right, let's see. All right, I think that's maybe about it. This is Kyle Dixon asked if we're enjoying the cold weather.
I am.
I am not at all. I do not like the cold weather.
I am enjoying it.
Let's see. Moving over here to some questions from
that same guy again,
Instagram. Chris. We answered his question already. What 2025 kit are you most excited for?
As of right now, the Vidar.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I am excited for that Megami device. The lady with the scythe. I can't remember her name.
Chris is excited about that too. He messaged me about it.
Oh, did he?
With like all like the skeleton, like kind of spooky kind of design to it.
I'm pretty excited for that too.
Newest version of the Susanoo, I think, basically, right? I don't remember the exact name for it, but yeah, that one looks cool. And the Optimus Prime kit too. Yeah, that'll be nice. Would you rather have a new MGEX kit or a new PG kit? I would rather a new MGEX, I think. Yeah, for me personally, I like the size more.
No, it's 100. Yeah. But I feel it. Yeah. No. If they did an Unleashed Zaku, that would be.
It depends on the release too.
Yeah.
If they came out with like a PG of a design that I really like,
yeah.
Of course I'd be excited. I mean, I'd be excited about either one for sure. But what was the 2024's best? Your favorite kit? I already did videos on this, so you should know my opinions already.
My favorite kit of 2024. It would have been the Monument.
That was a nice one. That was on my list.
Probably the best actually selling kit of 2024.
Let's see. What mobile suit do you want to get a kit of the most? And we kind of talked about that. Let me load up some more comments here. What are your thoughts on the most recent RG? Is it as bad as they say? So again, that's talking about the Akatsuki. And again, I would just say, I'm certain it's not as bad as as some people have made it out to be. I've seen there was somebody building it in my Discord that said that they loved it. They didn't find it to have any problems at all. So
yeah, we don't have it yet, so I haven't even looked at it. So, but I mean, it's usually never as bad as people.
The other thing too is that people complain about the price of it, and it's priced that way because it's gold plated.
Right.
But you know, if it wasn't gold plated and if it was just injected gold, then people would say they don't like the gold color plastic. So it's like one of those situations where Bandai is kind of doomed either way. That people are going to complain about it, whatever they do. Do you know when the Gundam 00 Sky Mobius will be restocked, reprinted? You seen that on any lists?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's one of those that probably will come very few and far between.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we already answered those questions. What mobile suit was your first build? Yours was a Stray, right?
Yeah, red frame.
Yeah.
No grade 1/100.
Let's see. Bandai has been slacking of making new kit or not? What do you guys think?
I just think they have no more variety of lines. So I think they're making more kits than what they used to make. They just have more lines to cater to. Out. Yeah.
Like we didn't used to get like Yu-Gi-Oh kits.
Right.
We didn't get used to get
Mission, Thermite Sister.
All those.
Kyoko Senkai. We didn't used to get any dinosaur kits. We didn't get any. There's tons of lines now that they have. 30-Minute Fantasy, 30-Minute Sisters, 30-Minute Missions. And usually every time they announce stuff, there's always like one or two from all that.
Yeah.
Or more. And then you got your Gundam series. And your Gundam lines.
Yeah. What Gumpla would you make for the Road to Gumpla battle project once it's mostly finished? What's that?
I have no clue what that is.
Well, yeah. What's the Road to Gumpla battle project? I don't know what that is either. Look it up.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll see what's another good question.
Road to Gumpla or Gundam?
Road to Gumpla battle project. What are some Gumpla you want to change to a higher or a lower grade? Like for example, the Rosenzulu's one. Like I like the HG. I would like to see a larger 100 scale of that, for example.
So Google's AI says the Road to Gumpla battle project is a collaborative effort between Bandai Spirit's hobby division and Bandai Namco Entertainment, aiming to make a real Gumpla battles a reality by allowing users to scan their Gumpla models.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Basically, it's build fighters.
Right.
In reality.
IRL.
Yeah.
What I like to make for that? I mean, I don't know.
Snaju Stein variant.
A red Shinanju Stein?
No.
I mean, that would just be like the Shinanju. But considering how many different custom builds and things that I've seen of the Shinanju/Shinanju Stein over the years, I'm not sure if I've really have seen like a red, like a Shinanju Stein, but painted in like Shinanju kind of colors. Probably I have, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be neat to do like a Strike Freedom Shinanju Stein mix.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. It would be the God Gundam. They would destroy everybody.
Or we could just make the God Gundam.
No, it's trash. Yeah. It's trash. They would lose right away. You'd be trying to hit people with your hand and people just shoot you.
Well, he has his big sword too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let me get some more.
Who would win?
Between what?
Between the Destiny's hand attack and the God Gundam's hand attack.
Oh, God Gundam for sure.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think we live in an eternity of RX-78 reboots till the end of the Gundam representation?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the Gundam.
That is going to always be a thing. That we will have a real great RX-78 28.0.
I don't know about that.
At one time in history, it will happen.
So think about it, we only have one 3.0 kit.
Yeah.
in anything at the moment.
Yeah.
What's going to be the next 3.0?
I mean, there could. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to make a Zaku 3.0.
Yeah. It's the MG Zeta Verka is basically like a 3.0 because we had a 1.0, 2.0 of that, and then like
that's why I was like,
yeah.
And then I mean, you can even say like the Thunderbolt Zaku would be a Zaku 3 because it's different. It's not the same.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think that's still. I'm trying to remember.
It didn't use a 2.0 frame, did it? It was a brand new frame for it, I thought.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember actually. I think it did use some of the 2.0 frame, but I don't know. Maybe not. Dylan, you did not miss the giveaway yet, so no, not yet.
Just no more 1.5s.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is an interesting one. If you could see two Gundam protagonists interact in a crossover, which two would you pick?
Zex Marquise.
Not a protagonist, but okay.
Zex?
In Endless Waltz, I guess maybe you could say that.
He's a protagonist throughout the whole thing.
He's an antagonist.
That's what I meant. Oh, did it say protagonist?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm thinking bad guys. But
I would say
young Kira Yamato when he was whiny, and Bright Noah.
Okay.
This is see Kira get his ass smacked.
So. Yeah. You're thinking cross universe even. I was just thinking cross universe? No, I was just thinking that would be interesting.
Because it says in a crossover.
Yeah, I guess so. I was just thinking like just from different series, but like within the same universe. I was thinking like Benager from Gundam Unicorn, and I don't know, I guess like based on like the realistic timeline, I would love to see Shiro from 8th MS team come back, but like based on how that series ended, I'm kind of fine with him just being kind of like off in the woods, and not coming back to anything. But like I don't know, but maybe one of the other characters from 8th MS team to come back, Sanders or something.
That'd be cool
to come back and just have him being like Bernie Sanders, just sitting. He just sits in a chair like that,
all cold,
and then he's with there with Benaji.
That'd be neat.
I don't know. What's the rarest kit you own?
I have a real grade Zaku bag.
Oh yeah.
That Zach never even knew existed.
And even after seeing yours and like just like trying to look it up online, I couldn't find anything.
That's probably the rarest.
It's like from when the Shara Zaku 2 first came out, and it's just in like a gift bag. And like although the contents are all the same, but instead of being in a box, it's just like a gift bag.
Right.
It's just weird. So yeah.
It was probably at an event, like a release event or something like that. Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
I don't even remember. I have no idea where it came from. I think it was a long time ago. I'm not going to mention the company. We could buy damaged stuff. And stuff that they didn't want and stuff like that. Stuff that I could pay one set price and they would just send like boxes and boxes and boxes. So we would get like P Bandite stuff and event stuff and clear stuff that had been like stepped on, stuff that dented boxes that other companies returned, things like that. But then we could sell them for cheap in our storefront. So it might have come from one of those.
Maybe.
But I honestly have no idea where I got that.
It's a pretty unique one for sure.
It is probably the rarest thing I have.
Yeah. For me, probably the Ellen Kshatriya kit, I would say. It's probably the rarest thing that I have. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Mika and Camille, the hardest and softest protagonists. Who's Mika is what from IBO, right?
Yeah.
Patrick's question here is a good one. That's who I got the Gundam Mark V from. Patrick, he asked, what's your favorite movie franchise? Or like, for example, Star Wars, Matrix, Harry Potter, MCU, Alien. Yours is probably Lord of the Rings. No, Jurassic Park. All right, that's a good one.
It's up there. My favorite, if it can go from like movie and then into TV series, would probably be Stargate. But if we're talking just straight movies only, franchise type thing.
Well, I mean, he mentioned Star Wars. There's Star Wars TV series too. So
I mean that's
as long as
true.
there's a TV, as long as there's a movie series
and everything revolves still around the same plot line. Yeah, probably Stargate. I would say I like Stargate a lot.
Chris said Rush Hour. That's a unique pick.
It is, but it's very good.
I'll give it to you.
It's very good. What else? I mean,
it's not the Fast series.
No, jeez. No.
Not the Mission Impossible series.
No,
not bad.
Yeah, sure.
What's the Ethan Hunt? What is it? It's not Ethan Hawke. That's the actual actor's name.
Actor, yeah.
For me, Alien's definitely up there. I mean, it's got some serious hits and misses for sure, but I still love the series a lot.
So do you consider Blade Runner as part of that?
It's a franchise?
Mm-hmm.
How many movies does it take?
Well, no, is Blade Runner a part of the Alien franchise?
Oh, no, I don't.
No?
I don't.
It's the same universe.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't consider it part of that franchise, no. Blade Runner, I do love though.
They're having a auction for stuff from Blade Runner.
Original or 2049?
2049.
Ooh.
There might be some original stuff.
Ooh.
They're supposed to like release the list today. So
have you seen both?
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
I like the second one. I like the storyline of the first one. But I mean when you watch the second one, it's just better graphics, better everything. But that's not, I mean, is that fair? No. Is the storyline bad? No. It's still a good storyline.
Well, I mean,
it's literally this just right out. It's not right after.
Being made later with better CGI doesn't exactly.
It still has a good
it's going to be better. I mean, point in case, right?
Yeah, just because the
original still looks better than
best,
anything else.
But no, I mean, I like the second one maybe because I like the actors and actresses that are in it.
I think like the first one was like groundbreaking and for like setting up the universe, but I think the in 2049 they did like such a great job of like expanding on that and like really refining it and everything. I think it was done super well. So yeah, I definitely like it. Planet of the Apes is another one that I like. I like the Planet of the Apes franchise quite a bit too.
Do you like the old ones?
Better.
Yeah, me too.
Old ones and
the only
old
one
ones and the new ones. I
don't like is the movie that they made.
The Marky Mark one.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheesy.
It's not part of anything.
Yeah.
But no, I like all the old ones, and I definitely like all the new ones. It's a good series.
Yeah,
both
they're
old
good.
and new. Yeah.
I've never seen the TV series, although I do have it because I have like the DVD box set that includes the.
Was a TV series the one where it was like the
It's rather short. I think it's only like a dozen or so episodes, something like that.
Did it have to do with the apes that came back in time?
Something like that. As I recall, it does like follow like the movies, like continues the story of the movies basically, but rather than making a sixth movie, they just made a TV series. As far as I know, I've still not actually watched it all.
This is an old one. V. Did you ever watch V?
V,
where it was like the reptilian aliens that came down, but they were wearing like human outfits, and they were like taking kids and stuff and people for food.
Nope.
And they were like working with the government and infiltrating and stuff. No, you never. They made a remake of it.
No idea about that.
For like 1 or 2 years. But the original series was really good. I think it was called V.
There was an old sci-fi TV series that I was watching a few years ago, and recently I've been trying to think of it. I can't remember what the name of the series was. Anyway, it's an old TV series, and then they made like a newer kind of movie or something based off it that I think had like Daniel Craig in it in like the early 2000s. That was based off of that. I wonder what
Yes, this is the remake, and this is
I've definitely
with, like,
seen
like, they were reptiles.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this
Yeah, that was the remake thing.
on like Freebie or something, like
Okay.
recommended to me.
Yeah.
And I think I might have even added it to my list.
Very good.
Yeah, like the old TV series would be something I would probably enjoy more. Yeah, there was an old TV series about like aliens came to Earth, sort of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of thing, where like they looked like humans, but like they were like working together covertly to like kind of take over the world, but they just look like normal people kind of thing. And there was one guy. Your phone's ringing. It's Elon Musk calling. We got you taken care of, bro.
Yeah, right. Let me just get
but there was it's not cowboys versus aliens, but there's like one guy who saw like the aliens land, so he knew that the aliens were there. And he was trying to prove it, but like every episode, he would like get really close to exposing aliens, but then something would happen and nobody would believe him, kind of thing. It was an old TV series, and like I was watching it online, and I couldn't finish the series because like where the website I was watching on didn't have like the last few episodes on it, and so I wasn't able to finish it. What was it? I don't know even what to search for to try to find it. It's like mystery. Oh yeah, I think it is The Invasion, right? Yeah, that's right, Chris. Yes, thank you. Yep, The Invasion. You're right. I'm sure I've talked about that before, probably years ago on like a live stream or something like that when I was watching it. I'm sure I probably talked about it. And yeah, I think there was a Daniel Craig movie kind of based off that, right? Wasn't it? Like around like 2002 or something like that, maybe early in his career. Yeah. That was good. I would like to go back and like rewatch that and actually see if I can't like actually finish the series now. Cause yeah, the site I was watching it on didn't have it all on there at the time. I don't know where it might be streaming now. It's probably on some streaming service. The Invasion series streaming. Let's see if it's on something. Might be on like Plex or something like that. Maybe that would be cool. I don't know. I'll have to search. Doesn't look like it. The Invasion. That's what it was.
The Invasion.
The old TV series.
Yeah. V for Vendetta.
Alex mentioned the movie They Live. Yeah, I actually just recently watched that again. It's not a franchise or anything, but it's a great movie. You've seen it, right? They Live. You haven't seen They Live?
I don't think so.
What? It was on YouTube for a long time, so I watched it like a few times when it was on YouTube. But now it's on like Amazon or Freebie or one of those. You can watch it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's really good. Really like classic. It's not. Is it John Carpenter? No, I don't think so. But something like that. They Live. This one. Yeah, it is John Carpenter. Yeah. This one.
Yeah,
these guys.
Nope, never seen this.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's great. With what's the actor's name? Rowdy Piper or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's like a pro wrestler or something like that at the time. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's good. Really good. Rowdy Piper. Yep. All right. Let's see. I'll get a couple more questions in here for today. What's your personal most prized Gundam that you own? We kind of already talked about that. Do you think we'll get MG 2.0 kits and the whole suits from 8th MS team? You know, like we talked about, I think like the Stardust Memory ones would be probably priority because the 8th MS team MG kits aren't bad.
Yeah.
But someday, probably, yeah. They're certainly old.
Yeah.
And it would be nice. So I'd be glad to. But what's your preferred method of removing pieces from runners?
Ripping them off.
Yeah. Just biting them off.
I've heard that works very well. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm next month.
How would you even get to, like, if it's like in the middle of the runner, how would you get to it?
I mean, there's skill involved.
Yeah, all right.
It's tongue action.
Just grow your fingernails long enough to be able to like pinch it off.
Oh, you're talking about ripping them out?
I don't know.
Bite them.
how you guys deal with the weather this week. Yeah.
Fine. It didn't
Not
snow. I wish
well.
it snowed here, but it didn't snow here. It snowed. So where I live, I'm like 30 minutes from St. Augustine, and it snowed in St. Augustine.
Oh, really? Did it?
Yeah.
Ah.
It didn't stay, but it had
Yeah.
flurries.
Yeah.
So.
And Adam refuses to turn on the heat here, so we're all just freezing our buns off.
Got to make the kits cheaper.
Yeah. Think
It's
about
less expensive.
if we turned on the heat, we'd have to crank up the price.
Inflation.
Yeah. The cost would be passed on to you guys. So
if you guys were really cold.
do
the
HVACs actually have heat?
They do.
Yeah.
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 I didn't want heat on them. I put heat on them. You guys have heat here in the offices, the warehouse.
Yeah, it's been fine in here. The warehouse is definitely colder, but they're like moving around and doing stuff, so they're probably fine too, I would imagine. Will you guys regularly stock the SMP line from Bandai? And we don't usually, do we? Like we get
what is the SMP line?
That's what I was mentioning before. Because I think they're classified as candy toys, so they wouldn't come from like Bandai Spirits. It's like Bandai Namco stuff. But I think we've had some before.
I mean, if it didn't sell good, if you haven't seen them in a while, it means they didn't do very well. So we didn't carry them anymore.
I don't know.
I don't even know
too
what the
well
SMP
about
line is, so that probably explains.
It's like the Shokugan stuff, I think. Is that not
Shokugan?
SMP? Like, they had just like a recent release. What was that though? It's like something, I don't know.
Shogoken or Shokugan?
Yeah, it's something different.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Or I could be confused too. I don't know. The Leo X Kaiser was one of the SMP kits.
It's a kit?
They're like kits, sort of, but like super simple.
Yeah, that's what the Chigokins we get. Or no, yeah. Chigokins we get all the time.
Does the temperature matter when it comes to applying water slides? I don't think so. No, not that I've ever experienced.
As long as it's not 50 below and your
water
freezes and you can't.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's so hot the water's evaporating, but you probably have more things to worry about in those two circumstances than putting water slides on.
To the people that have watched Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, how do you feel about the Gundam being portrayed as the big bad? Yes. Oh, you guess? Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, just your opinion, I guess. Generally,
is it the big bad?
It's sort of like portrayed as like the villain, sort of in the series, which
it's called the White Devil.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting take, but I think one criticism that I've seen of the series, which I do kind of agree with, is that it's okay to show like how the Zeon forces were scared of the Gundam, because that's kind of a part of the series.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily agree with them portraying the Zeon as like the good guys. Yeah, because they're definitely not, and have not been made to be like the good guys, or like heroic, or like correct.
Yeah.
In the war. And I think I have seen some criticism of the series that it did sort of kind of show Zeon a little bit too much like in that way, which I kind of agree with. I didn't really like that. Yeah, Zeon propaganda, right? But it is an interesting perspective, like to see like the Zeon forces and how they were scared of the Gundam. So that was interesting.
I wonder if your mouse friend is doing all right.
Mouse friend
from the old warehouse.
You think he came over here?
No, I was just looking at your trash, and then I remembered him for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh no, spam.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's go over to YouTube and grab a couple of questions here before we wrap up for today. Every Gundam grade has its own gimmicks that make them unique. If you could create a new grade, what would the scale and gimmicks of the feature be? I think just bust model kits, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So I think we could both agree on. Kind of talked about that earlier. Do you, and if so, how often do you fully paint do like full paint jobs on the kits that you build? Not as much as I would love to, but
A lot, but I don't build a lot.
Right. So your percentage of or your ratio of kits built and kits painted is much higher than mine.
But for as many kits as I build, it's not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to paint every single kit, but who has the time for that? Especially, once you get to be a little older, married, and you have kids, you find yourself with much less time.
No time.
Yeah.
Really.
I had no feelings. It was just the POV of one side instead of the other. I mean, that was kind of my thoughts on it. But then, like, reading, I read like an article about it, and kind of reflecting on it a bit more, I did kind of see some more of the criticism. But anyway, how do you feel about painting the color yellow, and what techniques would you recommend for making it pop? Yes, yellow. It can be a tricky color to paint, indeed.
Do multiple layers.
Yeah, primer, super important for yellow. I'm sure, as many of you may have experienced if you've painted at all, gray is the typical primer color a lot of people will use, and if you ever try painting yellow on top of gray, you find out that it just comes out looking poopy and nasty.
White is way better of a primer color for yellow.
Yeah,
and probably a way better color for red.
Pink primer.
Pink primer.
Yeah,
I've never used pink primer, but that would probably be fine too.
Yeah, either white or pink primer is definitely the way to go.
Yeah,
for under yellow. Pink primer will make like the yellow like richer. It won't come out like pink as long as you get like a good solid like opaque coat. So you don't need to worry about that. Yellow will just make it, so white primer, white surfacer will just make it like very bright, of course, either way.
Yep.
But
it's all your primer color.
But yeah, definitely it can, if you just are just only doing gray or even black primer, I mean, painting yellow can be challenging, but it just kind of depends on what you want. Like if you want a more subdued, I mean, I've painted yellow over black primer, you can do it. It just gives you a different kind of effect. So it's depending on what you want to achieve. All right, over the past 2 years, there seems to be more figures in the store. I was wondering how the sales of them are doing. So like the prize grabber, like machine figures, and just like character figures and stuff.
Oh, they do fine. Yeah, like good smile stuff, and and then like the metal build stuff does really good too.
We also don't like order, like we'll get like thousands of a kit,
right?
Figures we're not getting like thousands of.
Like we're not usually ordering a lot of a figure, but there's a lot more figure variants than model kits, and they don't reprint the figures usually. Like that's rarely happens.
I feel like the sales and popularity of those has also probably grown along with just anime in general. Yeah, like anime, manga, anime figures have all just kind of gotten more popular.
Yeah, with like figures, it's the ordering's a little different. You kind of order based off what people pre-ordered, and then like maybe a few more over that. But usually we try not to keep figures in stock. It's better just to have them be sold out, because if it doesn't sell, then usually it just sits here forever.
Yeah. Okay, shall we?
We shall.
Give it away. All right, let's do this. Get this on screen here for you guys. All right. Present. All right, boom. There we go. And we're going to set this to 3. And go. 3, which was Facebook this time. I feel like it always ends up being Facebook somehow, but maybe I'm not right about that. Just seems that way. But Facebook, we had the fewest comments, only 34. So if you're commenting on Facebook, you have a good chance. It's number 6. So close, Chris.
One of these days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a Gem who was asking about the business partner.
Yeah.
There you go.
We are not, but you won a real grade Arc Simulate 2.0.
You're in business.
Yes. Just send us a screenshot of you logged into your Facebook account, and then what address you want us to ship this to USA support at usagundamstore.com. And we'll get this out to you. Congratulations.
Congrats. Jam.
Yeah.
Awesome kit. Enjoy. Yes. And maybe not a business partner, but you might want to go into business making this.
Making a kit.
I don't know where I was going. All right, just gonna give up. All right, that's it for. Oh, that's David's wife.
David, are you trying to become a business partner secretly? What is going on here?
Are you guys coming tomorrow? David usually comes to the build day. So you guys coming tomorrow or no? And then if that's the case, I can just hang on to this and you can just get it tomorrow. We don't need to ship it out to you.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
So let us know on that. But so in other news too, we only have less than a week, just under a week or just about a week left of the Pokepla contest. We'll be wrapping up actually exactly a week next Friday.
Right. David will be here. Sweet. We'll just give it to you then.
Wife might not. Okay, well that's fine. If your wife doesn't mind, I mean, don't speak for her.
Well, you're in my bed. I'm sorry.
Maybe she wants it mailed.
Yeah, it's possible.
But yeah, the Pokepla contest. You guys, if you're working on your entries, I've got some finished entries that have been coming in from people, and you have a week left on that. Myself and Pixelli and our other guest judge, Goblin Teeth, are going to be looking at the entries, and we will let you guys know the winners of that probably the week after. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks for the next live stream, and then February 22nd seems like tentatively is going to be the next build day.
Yeah,
after
probably
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. If you're in the area, come and join us. It'll be a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. So
cool
tours of the warehouse and fun building.
What are you going to build?
Probably keep working on that. Was it the left hand guy? Hex gear?
I don't know. I'm going to be working on that thing.
It's a big thing.
It is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Legend of Star General.
The horse
with mecha guy with horse. A huge, massive kit. So I'll be working on that tomorrow. See you guys there.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.